It is life-giving, magnetic, creative, and spiritual, but it is also deeply tied to trials and temptations that challenge a man's discipline, purpose, and identity. In many spiritual traditions and philosophies, sexual energy is seen not just as a reproductive or pleasure-driven force, but as a sacred current that, when harnessed, can elevate a person into higher states of awareness, strength, and mastery. However, before mastery comes testing. Before discipline comes temptation. Before self-sovereignty comes struggle. Every man who seeks to wield his sexual energy rather than be ruled by it must pass through the fires of trials and temptations. These trials are not mere distractions. They are initiations into greatness. Let us now explore how sexual energy becomes both a battleground and a bridge, how temptation refines, and how trials build a foundation of a man's true power. Sexual energy is not just physical. It is psychological, emotional, and spiritual. It is the energy that compels creation, inspires greatness, and fuels dreams. A man in control of his sexual energy becomes magnetic. His presence deepens. His words carry power. His eyes see further than most. But because of this potency, it is the most targeted energy in modern life. It is under assault by media, culture, pornography, consumerism, and even casual relationships that numb the soul. Sexual energy has been hijacked, redirected, and perverted, turned from a sacred inner fire into an outward addiction. If you do not master your sexual energy, it will master you. You will find yourself chasing illusions, enslaved to momentary highs, and distant from your true potential. But if you reclaim it, trials and temptations will no longer control you. They will forge you. One of the first and most common trials is the temptation of lust without direction. Lust is not inherently evil. It is natural. But when lust exists without a higher purpose, it becomes destructive. It leads to aimless craving, endless consumption, and spiritual fatigue. The man who indulges in lust without discernment becomes weaker each time. He is robbed of clarity. He begins to mistake stimulation for fulfillment. He becomes addicted not to sex, but to the idea of it, the chase, the fantasy, the dopamine. This trial tests your ability to see through the illusion. It dares you to break the cycle, to stop feeding what drains you, and to redirect your desire into something eternal. Greatness requires the alchemy of energy. You must not destroy lust. You must transform it into love, power, focus, and creation. Temptation doesn't just appear in obvious forms. It's subtle. It shows up in the soft smile of a stranger, the intoxicating curve of a figure, the scent of desire in the air. The body responds before the mind can process. This is why it is called a trial, because it forces you to remain sovereign when your instincts want to submit. The seduction of the flesh is a test of your willpower. Can you feel desire without being ruled by it? Can you observe beauty without needing to own or possess it? Can you honor attraction without compromising your soul? This trial is not about avoiding women or fearing beauty. It's about developing inner strength so you're not easily swayed. A man who has not tamed his desire will make foolish decisions, betray his path, and chase distractions that look like blessings but are actually traps. There are moments on the journey of retention, discipline, and celibacy when you will feel alone, when the silence grows heavy, when the old comforts come knocking, when your body aches for a release and your mind rationalizes it. This is a dangerous moment, a test of your devotion to your mission. Many relapse not out of lust, but out of boredom, loneliness, and emotional emptiness. The urge to touch, to escape, to feel something familiar becomes overwhelming. This is not just a physical urge. It's a spiritual trial. It asks, do you need comfort more than you need greatness? In this silence, you either break or you grow stronger. If you endure, you gain something priceless, self-respect. You gain command over your emotions. You build a spiritual shield. And eventually, the loneliness becomes solitude. The ache becomes strength. The craving becomes clarity. Sexual energy also intersects with ego. You'll be tempted to prove your worth by how desired you are. Many men fall into the trap of using sex as validation. When rejected by a woman or dismissed by society, they feel less of a man. This trial is cruel but necessary. It forces you to separate your identity from your desirability. You are not your body count. You are not your sexual appeal. You're not defined by who wants you or who doesn't. Temptation whispers, "Prove yourself through pleasure." But the wise man replies, "I prove myself through purpose." This trial teaches emotional sovereignty. When you no longer seek approval through sex, you become untouchable. Your power radiates from within. And ironically, that very self-assuredness draws people toward you. But by then, you no longer need it. Perhaps the hardest trial is not from the outside, but from within. The old self will rise. The part of you that remembers the comfort of pornography, the quick hit of dopamine, the validation from flirtation. That self will return in your weakest hour and say, "Come back. Nothing has changed. This is who you are." But that voice is a lie. It is the past trying to pull you back into a cycle that only brought regret and weakness. This is your spiritual war. You are not fighting a habit. You are fighting an identity. You must kill the boy to become the man. This trial teaches you to choose your future over your history, to become new, to become sharp, to burn the bridge behind you, and to do it every day. The way through temptation is not through suppression, but transmutation. You don't run from sexual energy. You direct it. Here are some principles to survive and thrive through the trials. Meditation and breath work. These anchor you in your body and calm the nervous system. Learn to observe urges without acting on them. Strengthen your vision. When your mission is clear, distractions become obvious. Write your goals. Know why you're walking this path. Exercise in cold showers. Move the energy. Sweat out the craving. Use discipline of the body to discipline the mind. Create daily. Use your sexual energy to build. Write, lift, lead, teach. Creation is the antidote to destruction. Your mind sharpens. Your creativity explodes. Your presence deepens. Women respond to you differently. Opportunities appear. You no longer chase, you attract. But the greatest gift is inner freedom. The man who can control his sexual energy can control his life. He becomes unstoppable, not because he is perfect, but because he has mastered the most chaotic part of himself. He has walked through fire and did not burn. He has tasted temptation and did not bow. Trials and temptations are not curses. They are initiation rites. They separate the distracted from the focused, the addicted from the disciplined, the common man from the king. Your sexual energy is not your enemy. It is your gift, but only after it is refined. Walk the path with reverence. Feel every urge. Face every storm. But do not fall. Let the fire mold you. Let the silence teach you. Let the temptation test you. You are being prepared for something greater. This is a warrior's path. This is a trial of fire. This is the sacred battle of sexual energy. And if you endure, you will emerge unstoppable. Subscribe to this channel and share the video.